All right, so let's see how much you're enjoying probabilities. A lot of times it won't be the fun and games where you're going to go gamble, go to the casino, how many ways to get a full house, that type of stuff. You'll see things like this in a table that says, given that 2 of the 200 subjects are randomly selected, so if you add all those up, you'll see you get 200, assume that the selections are made with replacement. So in other words, you take one and you put it back, and then you take the second one. What is the probability that the 2 selected are both group A and right there, RH positive? So when it says that they are both, that means that they are, for 2 of these, that means they are A and RH positive. And anytime you use the word and in probability, that means to multiply. So part A then would be 61 out of 200. And it says with replacement, so once again, 62 out of 200. So that's how I'm getting this value, the 0.0930. In part B, the only difference is without replacement, meaning after you take the first 61 out of 200, well, now there's only 60 of this group left out of a total of 199. So you see, that's the big difference when we talk about without replacement, and then of course I get this answer. All right, so if I had something that wasn't in a table, kind of words like this, it says with one method of a procedure called acceptance sampling, let me get my pen going here, randomly selected without replacement, an entire batch is accepted if every item in the sample is okay. A company just manufactured, so there's my total, 14 CDs, 135 are defective. If 3 of these are randomly selected for testing, what's the probability the entire batch will be accepted? So the first thing I have to do is figure out, I'm kind of flipping through up my calculator here, is how many are good. So if there's 14 total and 135 are defective, then that means 1279 are good. All right, so if I'm getting 3, then so here, what's the probability the entire batch will be accepted? That means, in other words, the first one was good, so 1279 out of the total. And now I only have 1278 that are good, and my total, of course, needs to go down. And then finally my 1277, what happened to my 7, out of 1412. And this you should get, I should get 0.73988. And then of course they want you to round it to 3 decimal places. Okay, so in other words, this is good, good, good. And it says, does the result suggest that the entire batch consists of good CDs? Well, of course not, right? Because the entire batch would mean 100%, so the probability of 1 would indicate, and this is definitely not 1. So I hope you enjoy this section of probability. Like I always tell students, the big key is whenever you're using the word and, so the first one's good and the second one's good and the third one's good, you multiply. Whenever you use the word or, 1 or 2 or 3, you add. So have a good week with probabilities and keep the questions coming if there's anything you get stumped on.